First of all, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you coming. Um, I am Command Zoe, if you don't know who I am. I'm a writer for EDHREC, Commander's Herald, and I'm a creator for Change. I'm a Lobby Pristine creator, uh, and other really cool things coming, like really, really cool, exciting things. So keep an eye out that I really want to tell you about, but I can't. So I started streaming on December 28th of last year. And I started writing for a website called Card Gamer. My first article came out on January 4th. So it really is just this year that I've been doing any content creation whatsoever. And I've had wild success, way more than I ever expected. So what I'm here today to do is to just sort of tell you how I did it, I guess, and what my strategies are, and how I built this so fast. So the first thing I did when I started was I had a really good partner who encouraged me to keep going, and try to do this. And I can't tell you how important it is to have just somebody telling you to do it. That has been that needs to be there before you start doing it. I'm telling you, it's super useful. And if you need that to be me, DM me. I'll tell you to do it. Because that was seriously so important to getting me started in doing anything. She got me on Adderall, which also made a huge difference. The Adderall prescription started December 20th, and my first stream where I actually went for it was December 28th. So do some math there. Really important. So get on everything you need. Don't fight yourself. That's going to be a very common theme in what I start talking about. So when I decided to actually go for it, I wrote down a list of goals of every single thing that I knew about in Magic that I wanted to do, and sort of how long I guessed it would take me to do it if I was able to do it at all. And I was like, how am I going to do these things? So I also sort of started coming up with a plan for a plan of how to take these things that I had from film school, things that I had from working in the restaurant industry, the skills that I had developed over my lifetime, and use it to build something. I got asked to be on a stream for to play Pendragon on Amanda's stream. That's Onion Bug. And that sort of was an impetus, and it looked good. It looked like fun. I had so much fun on it, and I was like, I want to do this more. And I think I can do it well. And I was getting asked on other streams, and I wasn't getting asked on enough. So I sort of started doing just watching everyone that I could find on Twitch. And I made a list of the products that I liked and the things from other people's streams that I thought were good and worked well. And as I met more people, I added to a list. I had a spreadsheet of all the streams I'd been on and my opinions on, I wrote out everything. I did a ton of background research before I started in force guesting on other people's streams. My strategy was to sort of just figure out all of the people I want to be on their streams and cold message them and be like, hey, if you need a stream guest, I would like to be on. And I jammed my schedule full of games so that of no repeats, all different people, all the products that I like to see, and all people who had audiences that were different from each other, not a lot of crossover, so that it would seem like I showed up and I was all over the place all at once. And that worked really well. I was really tired and burnt out at the beginning, but I was able to take my foot off the gas after the first I'd say like 2 months. February was a big one. And then I also started looking at how to get on streams that were like a high number audience, charity streams. Anybody asking for specific, like I wanted to get as many eyeballs on my product as possible. A few jargon terms that reminds me. Product or content is like what you make. If you write articles, that's your articles. If you do podcasts, that's an episode. I stream Twitch and I write articles. But most of what I do is stream Twitch. The articles are a diversification, and they also bring in a little bit of money. And then I got asked to move to EDH Rec, and I was like, okay, the articles are now a focus, and I switched to it. But those are all my products. My brand is like what you think of when you think of me. The stripes are a part of the brand. The jokes, kind of adult content like blue humor. Really good pods I aim for, like all that stuff. That's what I'm trying. What I am trying to put out is my sort of like overall vibe. That's my brand. And unifying your brand across all of your platforms is important. Be the same person everywhere, post the same way, have the same name, handle, profile picture. Make it the same everywhere and have it all linked to each other if you can. And then the last one is your craft. Craft is how you go about producing your product. So how you actually make an episode or a stream. Everything from going and talking to your guests to actually physically recording to taking the finished product and putting it out there. That's all craft. And I like to say, don't try to be perfect in your product. It's really, really hard to make a perfect episode. Good episodes and bad episodes, they're going to come and go. So rather than trying to make a perfect episode or a perfect article, try and make how you make those perfect, and it will translate to more very good products, which will overall lead to just everything improving. So the next thing I want to talk about is Magic as a common framework. All of us play Magic. That is why we are all in this space, but we all have very different products. You need to find what yours is, and when you bring people in, use Magic as a way of creating human connections with people. That is really, I mean, like, that's the gathering. That's probably why a lot of you are here. I like to say on my show, it's Magic Professional Wrestling. It's not like, we're not playing really, really high stakes or cutthroat Magic on my stream. We're playing to have fun, to have a good time, to talk, to chat, to enjoy each other's company. That's what the product I try to deliver is. And I use Magic as a way of delivering that product. Like, the Magic is important because it's going to bring in who the fans are, but it's not the whole thing. You can't have it be the whole thing. If it's the whole thing, you're going to struggle because people don't want to watch that. The people that are really into watching Magic for Magic's sake aren't really watching Commander. They tend to gravitate towards 1v1 formats, which brings me to my next point. Respecting and knowing your audience. Ask yourself what you are making, and go find where the people that consume it and put it there. Like, don't expect people to just find your stuff. Being good at Magic in the content creator game is not, I don't want to say it's not important, because it can certainly be important and part of your brand, but it's very common for people to make being good at Magic part of their brand. You're going to struggle to break out. Like you need something to differentiate yourself. Why would somebody want to watch you over someone who is big? Like what would draw you from someone like, I don't even know. I don't follow that type of content. The bigger names in that. Ask yourself that and then find the answer, because if you have the answer, you can do that. But respect your audience. Like that also translates to like people don't want to watch people get salty about Magic. So you really need to watch like not just your own feelings, but your guests and who you have on. If you are having guests on that don't have good vibes, you'll lose viewers. I've seen it happen in other people's streams. I saw one person's stream where a person in chat and one of the guests started arguing, and viewership went from like 15 to 4 immediately. There goes your whole audience because what? So don't tell your guests that. Like respecting your guests means also like telling them what your expectations are. I know some of you or most of you may have been on my stream already, but I do put out a I'll drop it in chat, a very detailed list of just like how I expect my guests to act. And I think that helps a lot, because not only does it set their expectations, it can sort of put them at ease because they know what to do in the situations that come up. They've already read it. And they know that like I am going to talk a lot, for instance, and they can just talk under me if they need to for their game actions that aren't that important. Little things like that. Like, imagine you are going on someone else's stream you don't know for the first time, and you're a little anxious about certain things. Just think about what those are and talk about them and tell your guests that. Like, here's what I want you to do in this situation that might like come up for you. This is something that I learned in the film industry that they do. When you're having guests on a show, you put them in your green room, you give them a list of things, you also give them a rundown day of, tell them every single thing that is like going to happen on your show. Mine says, hey, get in chat, but about 10 minutes before, but I'll be in there half an hour before if you want to talk. Like, we'll go live at 9, then we'll sit there for 6 minutes while the ads roll and people fill in. Then we'll start. I'll do introductions. I'll throw to you. I'll pull back to me. Then we'll start the game. We'll roll ahead of time. Then rating and route. Like, tell them every single thing that's going to happen. Break it down for them. Make it easy to read and parsable, too. That's really important. There's a lot of people that have ADHD, autism, and a lot of neurodivergency in this space. If you make things easier to read, people are more likely to read it. Accessibility is key. If you want people to read your stuff, which you do, make it easy for them to read. Make it easy for them to find, too. Put it like at the top in a thread. I'm assuming a lot of you have seen how I organize my stuff, but I have a post for every single Rule Zero conversation. It goes up about a week beforehand, usually. And it'll have the picture that they're going to see that I'm going to advertise with. It'll have all the expectations, and then it'll be like, hey, talk about what's happening and what you want to play in here. And that also lets your guests meet each other ahead of time so that it's not awkward and they're not doing it for the first time on air. It really can help guests like get a sense of each other, and what your product is those vibes. Before my games, I like to go do a rundown and ask my guests like, hey, what do you want me to call you on stream? Because some people like being called their real name, like me, and some people don't want to be called their real name. So ask them what they want to be called. Don't ask them their name. Ask them what they want to be called, because that's what you're actually asking them. And then ask them their pronouns, because That's just respect. I also like to, in Rule 0, make it very clear that like if you don't like something, say it. That can be like hard for people to do, like say what they don't like facing, but if they give you that heads up and you avoid playing it, it'll make the vibes better. And everything is about keeping, like, people want to watch, but people don't want to be around bad vibes. They really don't. Uncomfortable situations make people leave, especially in this space. Like, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've probably in your lifetime turned a stream off because it got too uncomfortable. Just to avoid that, there are so many ways you can get those things out of the way. Like, just not have them have the possibility of happening just by having honest conversations with these people. And control your tables too. You are in charge here, and you are allowed to do that. You're allowed to say, hey, if anybody's getting mana screwed, cheat. You're allowed to. You're allowed to do if your product is a certain thing, do what you need to do for that product. Like, you don't have to adhere to the rules of the game. You don't have to like tell people if you're feeling salty, DM me. Like, you want to get in there. You want to keep control of the vibes. You want to make sure people are happy. This is what I learned in the restaurant industry. You're really just waiting. Like honestly, it's so much like waiting tables. You're like keeping the game going and running the show until it's over, and then, dealing with the ins and outs of like what happens on your stream. You can control this in so many ways if you like plan it and let them know ahead of time. And that's not just food service. I'm sure that's several other places too. And yeah, that is true. No, you will never ever leave food service. It's just in your head. Okay, background reason. Using what you have. You don't need $1 million camera setup. You don't need great lights. You don't really need much of more than a camera, like a phone, and whatever lights you have lying around. But light everything ahead of time. Make sure it's good to go before you go. And for me, this is a personal thing for me, I can't really do it if I need to like set everything up and tear everything down every time. So I just leave it out. I have to do that. I have to leave it out so that I can just go up to it and use it, because I know if I don't, I won't do it. Like, learn these things about yourself and what you need to create content, because consistency is really, really important in this game. If you just do the same thing every single week for a long enough time, you will generate an audience. You don't need all the talent and charisma and fancy cameras. Just consistency at the same time every time, and a product that doesn't make people uncomfortable will take you so far. And that people fail on that one all the time. It's really just like, be as quote unquote normal as you can and do it the same time every single time. Yeah, don't fight yourself. Don't fight yourself in anything. Exactly. Like, the easier you make it for yourself to do the things you need to do, the more likely you're gonna be to do it. Like, took me a long time to learn that one. This one. In that regard, be honest with yourself. Don't try to force like yourself to be like the most charismatic person as possible if that's not who you are. There are interviewers out there, which is similar to what I would say being a host is of a Spell Table stream, that aren't very charismatic, but they ask very good questions, have good guests on, and let the guests do the heavy lifting while sort of sitting back and controlling it, a lot like a blue player would in a Magic game. you know. Um, so like if that's what you like want to headset died. Sorry, am I there? Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, we lost you for a sec, but you're back.
Cool. Yeah, it's totally lost my stream of thought. Oh, yeah, be honest with yourself. Like, be who you are. Play to your strengths. You like don't force yourself to be something you aren't. Like, work with yourself. Like find like they say people said to me a lot, find your voice. I think it's what they were actually trying to say is find your niche is more important. Like find what you're good at and find what you like doing. Because if you like doing it, you're way more likely to do it consistently, and consistency is like really important. Super, super, super important. Doing it on a perpetual basis will get you really, really far in terms of keeping an audience, in terms of getting badges to events if that's what you want, in terms of getting ambassadorships if that's what you want, in terms of getting sponsors. Doing things consistently makes you look responsible to brands. Seriously. Like, there's a lot of people that want to get into streaming, and a lot of them are very, very irresponsible. If you can physically show them that you are responsible, you will get a lot because people like that. That being said, if you do have a ton of talent and charisma and riz, use that shit. Use it. Use it. Don't sit on it because you think you're going to be seen as like full of yourself. Be who you are. People really like people that are authentic. That goes into marketing. Authenticity and organic, like making organic content is while still marketing yourself is an art. It's really fucking hard. It's hard to teach people how to do. It's one of the things that I've really struggled to explain, but it is a thing. The more natural you come off in your posting, in your like how you speak, like the less robotic and corporate you come off, the better your stuff will do in social media. Look at the different platforms and pick the one that has your audience on it. I am on Blue Sky because my audience is super gay and trans, and that's where we are. I am expanding because of other things that are happening there, but that's where they are now, so that's where I am now. And followers on Blue Sky and Instagram and all those things do not translate to views on Twitch or YouTube. I see a lot of people chasing big numbers. Clout, like, I want a ton of followers on Blue Sky. Why aren't my 1 million followers on Blue Sky translating to me getting the things that I want? Is because those numbers, people don't necessarily go between the things. Yeah, don't buy followers. It's a waste of money. Plus, and this leads me to maybe the most important thing. Big follower, not important to advertiser. Big engagement, important to advertiser. Let's talk about what metrics are important. Having someone come into your chat and say hello is infinitely more useful to a marketing executive that is trying to sell people things than someone lurking there and saying nothing. It is 1 billion times better than 10 followers on Blue Sky who might scroll past your post and there's no way of knowing if they engaged with it. But even if they liked it, that doesn't necessarily mean they read the whole thing. But someone coming in and saying hello, you have their attention. They're waiting for you to say hello back. That's important. So go onto your friends' streams and say hello. Also, that gets other people to see you in chat and make them recognize you for when you're in the other places. Just have a presence. Have a presence in the space you want to be. It takes very little time to go into someone's Twitch stream and say hello, wait for them to say something back to you and have a little conversation, and then move to someone else's stream while leaving that one open. I've read you can have 3 open in a tab at a time and as many tabs and as many windows as you want, but I'm not sure if that's true. It's only what I've been told. Twitch, in particular, has a measurement called engaged viewers. They measure this like a lot of different ways. You can look it up if you want. But it is a really important metric. It is probably if you're a Twitch streamer, it's easily the most important metric. And you can track this. You can go into your analytics and pull up engaged viewers and see who is or how many people you have coming back and staying engaged every time. That's super impressive. If you can get a lot of returning engaged viewers, that's the one that that's the one that sponsors will notice. Show that to them if you're bragging. Like if you're trying to get a sponsorship, be like, these are my engaged viewers. Look how good and shiny they are. All these people show up every time and talk and watch and redeem things and are engaged in chat and want to maybe buy things from you. Like that's what it says to them. Don't actually say all that. That's like, show them the numbers though. Like you're selling yourself to these people to try to get them to give you money. That's the deal. So use the right metrics to do it. Engagement is super important. What's up? Other things that are important to them are the total number of views, like live views versus viewing on a repeat. And then unique viewers is important. And your average viewers gets important when it hits higher numbers. So your average viewers will not matter at first. They probably my average viewers don't matter yet. I'm not that big yet. Partner metric is concurrent, but partner metrics are weird. That's for Twitch's numbers, not yours. They care more. That's them caring about. Yeah, I could talk about that for another whole hour. We're not going to do that. I'll stop myself right there. Yes, that matters, but not as much to you as it does to them. And if you're trying to get paid, Twitch is never going to be the place to do it. Go to the people that want to advertise on your stream on Twitch to get paid. A good way of doing that is to get codes. I've seen people do that. Like you get a sponsorship from a brand, they give you their code and you say, hey, use this code, and you get money for each one. That's okay. I think better is sell your own products. Sell stickers of your stuff. If you're an artist, sell tokens. If you're an artist, sell proofs. If you're an artist, sell your art. Also, everyone else, commission artists. They need our help, and it's a fucked up time for everybody. But yeah, use your platforms as you build them to advertise your friends, and then your friends will do that for you. This is another good way of getting reach. Have people on that have their own audiences on your stream, and then go on their stream. You can help each other out. And if you are both good, you can build an audience together, and keep coming back to each other's streams every now and then. Help people. It's the name of an article, but I keep bringing myself back to this. I can't explain to you that it's good to care about other people, and you should. It will help you to care about other people, so do it. Simple things like saying thank you after a stream to your guests, especially if the numbers go well. Let them know that they helped you, because remember this, all of your guests are spending their time to come on your show for free. They are helping you build your product for free. Remember who does that for you. Help them if you can. I mean, they're getting help from it, but you can boost them too by making them look cool. The people that watch your show look at you as the person that is cool here. Consider yourself the cool kid and use your words appropriately. Tell them hey, go follow these people. Don't just put the link in chat. Say, hey, go follow these people. Because if you say it, it will trigger people to do it. Yeah. I like to say this a lot. We are all in this together. A rising tide raises all ships. I really believe in radical inclusion. If someone tells you who they are, believe them. Like, it's not that hard to care about other people. It's actually really rewarding if you start doing it. So, like, it will help your product. People right now are super, super looking for, like, hungry for a product that's just like real, authentic, and good, and like doesn't make them feel bad. Like, we live in a society that's very like shame based. So if your product makes people feel good to watch, they'll come back to it. I promise you. It's there's a thing. And there's so little of it. I don't understand why Hollywood isn't like, there aren't more of these shows. Like, people keep trying and they're just like, this is hollow and fake and feels like it was written by AI. But every now and then you'll have one that hits. Ted Lasso did pretty well. The Good Place was the same thing. Brooklyn Nine-Nine went there. A lot of Michael Schur shows went there. But like, people really want that. They want that feeling of like, oh, like, this is real and good and makes me feel good for being a part of it. You can do that. You can sell that product, have guests on that make you feel that way about yourself and them. Like, bring those guests back and build like your products together. You know what I mean? All right, 9:30. Haha, I got under the time. I'm going to open this up to questions now and do half an hour of questions.
Yay. Okay, friends. So if you want to type your question in the chat, we can read it. There's also a button up in the top right where you can raise your hand and I can bring you up on stage to speak it out loud with your words.
Joe, because I fucked up for a really long time and it took a really long time for me to get where I am by just being wrong a lot. And oh, that's a good one. It's okay to be wrong and like change your mind. So many people double down. Don't do that. Like, learn when people tell you things. Don't double down. Like, it's okay. It's okay to be like, hey, I was wrong, and then change. It's actually really good to do it. It's super liberating to change.
Okay, Zoe, we have a question from Games Freak SA. How much time do you devote to community building weekly?
So the honest answer is more than I should. But I don't have any other job. I'm a full-time content creator. And building my community builds like my viewership, which helps. But it also just makes me feel good. A lot. Doc, you want to answer that one? More than I should. Several hours a day. Every day. I moderate a lot of subreddits. Yeah. Or not subreddits, Discord servers. They used to be subreddits. Yes, it is incredible. I'm still new to this. I will freely admit to that, and I am trying to find the right balance. And I have. Remember in the beginning when I was like, "Hey, I showed up on like a billion streams all at the same time," and it was like, "How is this person everywhere at the same time?" Or all the time, I'm seeing them all the time. That was too much. That was too much. I can say that like in retrospect. I didn't know at the time, but going on a stream every day was a bad idea, even if it did work out for me, because it super burnt me out. And also the rest of my life kind of suffered because I wasn't able to devote as much time to it as I should. So yeah, finding a balance is hard, and admitting you were wrong is like equally hard, but you can do it. I did it. I'm getting better at it. I'm happy about that. Any other questions?
Okay, I have a question about the engaged viewers on Twitch. What do you think is your best way to get people coming back for that?
So I have one of the ways I build that sort of thing is just by seeing what works and feeling it out. The water redeem has been a big one. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Joe. The water redeem has been a really big one for me. People really, really liked making me drink water. So having a good redeem, finding one, Yeah, work with your friends to have them. Because, yeah, Corey, how often does that one get used? I bet you get a ton of engagement off of that. Uh, yeah, like, oh, that was something I meant to say. Building across brands, work with your friends. Like, have inside jokes that are easily explained, like Zoe takes big sippies. Like, you instantly know what that is if you watch my show, if you show up in Corey's stream. But if you don't know what that is, you can see it, and someone's going to explain it to you, and then you're part of the whole thing, and it makes you feel like you're part of the show. That's why people watch Twitch streams. People don't watch Twitch stream. If someone wanted to just watch gameplay, trust me, it's way easier to watch YouTube. Way easier. They want to be part of the show. They want to watch a show. Yeah. I would say having something that your guests can do to actually engage with you is a big one. Sound effects are good. Water is good. Posture checks are good. But like, switch it up. People get bored and want new things. And ask for feedback from your audience. Yeah, Doc and I discussed a strategy for this exactly to get them to affiliate, so that she can have a hydrate redeem. I had a question up I wanted to answer above.
JJ Mickey asked, is it enough
Yeah.
to stream about 5 times a month, or is it more important to stream the same day every week?
Defining your goal would be important. If you're looking to, it really depends what your product is. If you're streaming Arena, the more times you stream, the better. It would be better to do it every single day. If you're streaming spell table games, probably better to do it less often. Because then you can dedicate time to going on other people's streams. Every spell table game has 4 people in it. It's just a fact of the fucking business. And that can be a lot. Sometimes I see a lot of people constantly asking for guests. So showing up less so that you can guest on other people's streams more will get you better guests. And in the beginning, it helps to stream more until you get a certain level of recognizability. As you go on, if you want to take the next step, guest quality takes a huge step forward in importance. I want to say, I forgot to say this, and it's important. Look at your metrics. Look at them. Look at how your streams do. Look at how different guests perform. The guests that perform better, have them back on more. Like, asking people back that you enjoy but your audience doesn't is not necessarily helping you. Like, so I guess, like, ask yourself how serious you are about this, and if you want to do it as like a hobby or as like a content creator. Because it's totally fine to do either one, but like, be honest with yourself, because if you just want to do it as a hobby, have your friends on every time. Why not? But if you are trying to take the next step, it will matter how good your guests are at a certain point. I noticed a remarkable difference when I went from filling out guests filling out like their own thing versus me making the pods myself. Now, I know a lot of people don't do it the way I do it because it's really time consuming. I'm not gonna lie. And like I said, I do this full time. I don't have another job, so I can do that. But it makes a difference. If you have someone that can help you do it and you don't have enough time, it's not like you have to be the one booking your streams, right? Like, you have moderators, find people that'll help you, ask your friends to help you. That's another one. Work with your friends. Work with other content creators. See how they do it, see what you like, take what you like and do it your way, but don't like outright steal. I've seen that line walked a little bit. But yeah, like, it's okay to learn from people. Yeah,
Okay, so
that is going to be
Shannibal-
hard, JJ. Yeah, we'll go to Shannibal's question next, but I do want to get on that. Staggering your schedule and not doing it the same day every day or the same time every day makes marketing hard, makes it hard to keep a consistent audience. Uh, I really, really do recommend pick a day and stick with it for as long as you can. That being said, go and look at who else is on different times. That is a big deal. You are not going to steal people from established people unless you're really good. So make sure you're not running up against people that have huge audiences that you would overlap with. Because if you're on at the same time, you're making them pick one or the other, and that's hurting both of you. Do it at a different time. Rate into
Very
them.
true.
Talk to them. Be like, hey, you start here. Can I start here or here? You know, like that's all right. All right. What was Chandel's question?
Shannibal says playing Arena and yapping by myself is way harder than Spell Table. Do you have any tips for solo streaming, or do you mostly do
Yeah.
multi-streaming?
I at this point I exclusively do Spell Table, but I did do arena streaming before, and yeah, uh, the yapping is easier for me than the arena. It's really hard to do both at the same time. So I would say pick a deck that you like or a format that you know down pat, and like play a deck that you can play with your eye. Like don't play control, play Gruul. You know, turn cards sideways. Don't play tempo. For the love of God, don't try to stream and play tempo. It's so hard. It's so hard.
Very real.
Right.
Okay, we have Leg.egg asking, how did you approach messaging companies to get affiliated? And when in your timeline did you feel you had the audience to do the approaching?
Katie, I am right there now. That's exactly where I am right now. It's hard taking that step. I have a single one at the moment, and that is it. And it had an application that I applied to. I know that there are others. My next step is to go find them and apply to them. So I looked for. Oh, here's a good one. They look for 6 months is when you should start of consistency. 6 months of consistency is when 90% of streamers will never reach. So if you can hit that 6 months of consistency, that's when you want to do it. For content creation. Now, if art might be a little different, but I would say I have no idea. I'm not gonna actually. I'm not gonna guess. I'm not gonna guess. I will help Katie. I will help you find the answer to that question. For your stuff. What we got next? How do you learn how to do stuff on a practical level, like host a stream? I messed around with it until I figured it out.
Practice.
Yeah. All of my stuff that you have seen, I tech exercised beforehand, meaning I did it offline first to make sure it works. All of it. Even the decks that I write about on EDA Trek, I've played all of them at least 100 times. Yes, if anybody needs help on formatting emails like that, I'm very good. I get that. We can talk.
Love that.
And Katie, just so you know, QuiverTime doesn't take ambassadors, but there's rumors that they might be. So make sure you get in. You need to actually do this soon. But we'll talk. I'm free tomorrow morning. I'll send you a message.
Okay. We have another question from Juno. When it comes to the brand, is it worth finding a gimmick over something with more widespread appeal? I've been an outspoken supporter of Silver Border and playing Magic for fun for a while. They run the Discord and manage the ban list, but despite that, struggling to see growth. I also don't really know anyone in the content creator community personally enough to start appealing or inviting people to streams. Well, that's not true.
Yeah. All right. So if you like it and that's what you want to do that for sure. I don't know what the audience is for that content. it might be a problem of there just aren't that many people that want to watch that, which doesn't say anything. It's like, that's not you. That's the audience isn't there. So if you're doing a gimmick, maybe you're going to have to strategize about how to get people to want to watch it. And I could probably think about this longer, but my gut reaction is like, before you do your own stuff, go be a guest a lot on a lot of people's stuff and ask them if you can do the thing that you want to do, and like do it fun. Like you're basically showcase what you like about it to other people, if that makes sense, on like other people's stuff. Because if people aren't going to come to you to see it, you need to develop that. You can cultivate that audience. You can create it yourself slowly on other people's streams, and straight up invite it onto my show if you want. You can play there. What else we got? Oh, Joe said it too. Go on Joe's stream too. There's 2 you can come show off your silver stuff on. I have friends that would love to play against it.
I don't know if we have another question, but I just want to say you can always just message people. The worst they will do is not respond.
Yes. Big proponent of people get what they ask for.
Yeah.
The worst thing they can do is not answer or be like a dick. In which case, if they don't answer, you're no better or worse off. And if they're a dick, you don't want to work with their product anyway. So, boom.
Hi, we have a question.
What's up?
Hey, yeah, I was wondering if you had any thoughts or advice for streams that are non-gameplay related, such as building decks, custom cards, things like that.
Yeah. Yes. So I like those types of streams. I'm a big fan. If you are going to do a deck building stream, you need to find a way to interact with your audience. Benji does that really well. He has a guest on, and they build a deck together, and they chat with chat, and there's a timer. You need to create a framework if you want to do that. Like, don't just like sit there. Yeah, Benji the Brewer, exactly. Don't just sit there and build a deck and talk to yourself out. Come up with a reason to make it a show. You know what I mean? Make it like a format with like, here's your intro, and I'm going to be doing this. All of those things get done on TV because they work. That way people know like what they're going to do. Oh, and then you can, if you do it that way live, you can take those and put them onto YouTube. Get on as many different platforms as you can. The more platforms you're on, the more likely people are to watch your stuff. I feel like there's a second half of that question that I totally blanked on. Was there?
No, not really. Again, I was just thinking. I've been on Benji. Yeah, I've been on Benji's stream, and that's what inspired me to go down a rabbit hole with a different thing. So,
Benji does it really well. I really like Benji's product. He does working with a guest while working with chat really well. I think that's hard to do myself. So mad respect for that. In terms of talk streams, I wish I could just sit and talk. That would be my ideal stream. It's hard to do that sort of stream because Twitch is a visual medium. There are a lot of podcasts out there. If people want to listen, and talk is just that. It's just talk is audio. So the most successful, I'm sure you wanted this, the most successful Twitch streams that are talk streams are hot tub streams. I wonder why. Twitch is a visual medium. Find a reason to make people want to watch a talk stream. Put up rankings, put up like, hey, you need to have something visual, like to accompany it. I bet it would do well, Doc. I bet it would do well. A hot tub magic stream. Gotta laminate the cards though. Yeah. I have done just chatting streams and actually gotten decent metrics from them because people do like coming in and talking to you. But take this with a grain of salt. Those are also the only ones where people have come in and said slurs in my chat. So know who you are, I guess. Be careful. Have a good moderator. Thanks, Doc. I actually didn't see them. She got to them so fast. Oh, use tags on your stuff. Tag everything. Make your stuff more accessible. The more accessible your stuff is, the more people will watch it. And tags are a part of that. Hashtags on all the different socials. There's look up what tags that are like you that perform the best, because there's so many and you might be using the wrong one. Like I was using the wrong LGBT, which drives me nuts because I was using the more inclusive one and they're like, no, this is the one that gets the message. I'm just like, no, but that's wrong. But that's wrong. But you have to use. So yeah, that's why that's going on. If you've ever wondered, I would much prefer to use the full one, but it gets lower numbers. And it's a numbers game. Play it like a game Magic. This is all a numbers game. It doesn't. Don't tie your worth to content. It's another one you can fall into.
I'm sitting on that one.
Yeah. It's the parasocial relationship is hard. Succeeding and failing both feel real bad and feel real tied to your self-worth when you're a streamer, since you are in essence your product. But you just remember that like most streamers fail, and most of the reasons streamers fail has nothing to do with how good they are. Most of it has to do with capitalism. Here's some good ones. Some good general advice. Have your profile picture be your face so that people see you. Have your profile pictures match everywhere. Have your emotes match the outfit you're wearing in your profile picture. Make everything like consistent and unified so that when people see it, they know it's you. Sort of did that with the red stripes. That was luck, mostly, I'm going to be honest with you. I noticed that people talked about it a lot, so I sort of started joking about it being a brand, and I was like, no, I'll be like it actually is at that point when I'm saying it like that. So yeah, it is. So I wore it to MagicCon, and when you notice things working like that, roll with them. I guess that harkens back to look at your numbers, look at what's working, see what works, see what doesn't.
Iconic.
See when people, see when people show up, and when they leave, and see if that's a good way of seeing if you're doing something that's making people leave that they don't like. Like be right back screens.
Yeah.
People hate be right back screens. Just talk through the be right back. Don't put a be right back screen up. Sit there and watch. They'll sit there and watch you shuffle before they'll watch a be right back screen. Something
We have a
about
very nice,
losing
not
the
a
visual
question.
medium.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, thanks, June. No, I just read
Yeah.
it. Thanks, June.
June says the pregame chats are huge, and making them so thorough makes guests a lot more comfy to open up.
I agree. I am a very anxious human being, so I try to do the things that soothe my anxiety for my guests. It's part of my whole respect your guests thing. I have a few things that I put on my desktop that I look at every day. That I think has helped me a lot. One is show them how to be, which is basically just me being like if I want to do this, I need to be the one doing this. You know what I mean? Like, show them you. Like if you're gonna do this, be you. The other one is do it like it, even if you're scared, do it scared. That one's helped quite a bit because like shit is scary. Everything's fucking scary right now. But you can't just stop doing stuff, and you can't just stop living your life. You got to do it scared. Whether that's sending an email to Quiver Time, or telling your parents who you are, or wearing a dress to PAX, it could change your life. Like, don't underestimate how important small kindnesses to other people can be. Even just like
Love that.
respecting someone's pronouns can change their life. So be good to each other. How often do you reassess your goals, like add new ones or adapt them? Okay, so when I wrote out all my goals, I wrote them out I was like wrong about all of them in time frame. It's been really hard constantly reassessing my goals. I am now just like swinging for the fences and saying fuck. I'm not like limiting myself in any way. I'm just like writing down and not putting a time frame on there and assuming I'm going to be able to do it right away. But you know, that's sort of been a luck. It's a lot of luck to it. I think a lot of luck to it, but also a lot of help from bigger streamers. I would say a lot of what has made me successful is I have people that I've gone on their streams and they've liked my content, and therefore they amplify me. And when I noticed that was happening, I started doing that for other people, and it's sort of snowballed. So like, yeah, work with the rest of the community. Like try to like repost people, amplify everybody that you can, and yeah, don't limit yourself in your goals. Just constantly reassess them. Constantly, Noah. Currently,
Yeah.
I set a goal for it's almost 10. I set a goal for 5 years out, and I accomplished it last week.
You're amazing, Zoe. You go really cool places, and I can't wait to watch.
I appreciate that. I'm bringing everybody along with me that wants to come. So that's a big part of what I believe in. Is take your friends along, help them, meet people, help people, and notice who does it, and notice more importantly who only takes and doesn't give back. Because those people you need to just. I talked about this on Shivam. You can't have a completely open gate. You need to keep watch of everybody because there are bad people out there. Yeah, I will hydrate after this. I promise. I'm so thirsty right now. There are bad people out there. There are bad actors. There are people that want it just for the clout. There are people that think they deserve it and will take whatever they want. Be careful and look out for your friends. And when you notice people doing that, keep your friends away from them. Keep yourself away from them. Be careful.
I love it.
It needs to be done, even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it's uncomfortable, do it because you've got to protect each other. Like
So important.
It's hard. It's so fucking hard. Yeah, exactly. We have all communities have a history of not always having each other's backs. So why not now? Why not us?
We can be the change.
Yeah, that's what I'm
All
trying
right,
to
my
do
lovely
personally.
friends. Thank you
all
so
for
much,
coming
Zoe, for coming and talking. This has been an amazing tabletop talk. Can you tell people where to find you?
Linktree/Command Zoe. The dots between the tr and the e.
Linkter.ee.
That's it. /Command Zoe.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We had one last question. Do you want to close us out with a lovely moment from your career? A big moment that you loved.
This is gonna sound super cheesy. Sitting in the back seat of June's rental, or no, it's your car. June's car. I was in the back middle. Doc was on my left. Harvest Moon, who was my 4th ever stream guest, was on my right. June was driving in the front left, and Robin Golgari Gal Splashes was in the front right. and it just felt like the Discord calls of the people that I had been hanging out with like for the last 9 months in real life, and I was like, I fucking love the gathering so much. I'm so glad I met all these people. I'm so glad I'm here, and I'm really glad that I'm like Zoe, and I get to be Zoe, and like, ooh, life sucks, but that was amazing.
Yeah. What a perfect moment. All right.
MagicCon
Thank
was
you all so
awesome.
much for coming. MagicCon was incredible. The magic is real in the gathering. We'll see
Yeah.
you all soon. Next week we have Joe Johnson with the Q&A, so make sure to come back Wednesday
Oh,
at
yeah.
6 p.m. Pacific time every week.
All right,
Thank you
everybody,
all so
take it
much.
easy. Have a good one.